Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do more missing women and children cases. I'm here to break the codes if I see any. I'm here to see where their bodies are located if they know. And I'm also here to see if they're alive, deceased, or body suited. Okay, so let's begin. This is about Sheketah, Sheketah Brown, 10. Father admitted to killing entire family in 1985. This is a shock to me. This is how she looks. Okay. A mother and her children have remained missing persons for over 35 years despite a man confessing to their murders. Jenna Night Stalker, Angela Jonte Collar. In the summer of 1985, the Brown family vanished without a trace. Father James Michael Brown, 35, and mother Caroline Brown, 27, of Port Lucie, Florida, which is James and Caroline Brown, yes, was both employed as teachers and were the parents of three children: 10-year-old Sheketah Brown, 6-year-old Barry Brown, and 2-year-old Brandon Brown. The last time Caroline's mother, Rosa Walker, had contact with them was on July the 4th. But when she could not reach them for weeks, she called authorities in August to report them missing. This is how Caroline Brown, her mother, looks. The real one, she's saying. Rosa lived about 5 hours away from the family of 5, Tallahassee, and spoke with her daughter at least once a week. Though calls abruptly stopped, and it was determined by authorities that the Browns went missing sometime in mid-July. When police visited the Browns' residence, they found a perplexing scene. It looked as if they just all stopped their lives and vanished. Reports states there were food still sitting on the stove and on the dining room table, and it did not look as if any of their clothes had been taken. One of the rooms had even been painted, and mysteriously, Caroline's purse was found at the home with her identification cut into pieces. Yes, the mother was also murdered with the kids because Caroline Bryan accused her of stealing her purse, so she was her caregiver. There were no signs of a struggle having taken place. At the onset of the investigation, police wasn't necessarily treating this as a missing persons case. They all missing and deceased. They reportedly did not believe that there was foul play involved in the family's disappearance. However, things began to change after neither James nor Caroline returned to work that school year. See, that's a shock to me. In 1984, James was suspended from his teaching job at Lincoln Park Middle School after reportedly pleading no contest to charges that he beat Sheketah with a leather strap. However, he was expected to return to his position. Yes, that is really Mills. If y'all went to Texas High School and you seen the men's outside trying to stop traffic, one of them was really Mills and the other one was James, okay? Later, James began making phone calls to friends and relatives. He was said to have contacted Caroline's sister to let her know that if she wanted, she could take everything from the family's home. When asked about the family's whereabouts, that's code for murder, okay? He purportedly told her they was out there, but did not specify what that meant. This is Barry Brown, the brother, 6 years old. Okay, still got his body. A friend told authorities that James called him and said he was working a job overseas, and he had a young son, Barry and Brandon, with him. The friend questioned James about Caroline and Sheketah Brown, but the patriarch did not give a solid answer about their location. Investigators later tracked down one of the family's vehicles in an auto repair shop, but the other remains missing. While inspecting the Browns' residence, police also found the newly painted room covered up areas where blood was found. Weeks after his family went missing, James was located at a hospital in Savannah, Georgia, the Faith Hospital. He reportedly admitted himself under the name Demetrius Jones after suffering a gunshot wound to the head. He would finally reveal his identity after admitting that he murdered his family, intended to kill himself. That's them wearing his bodysuit to confess, okay? James would go on to detail how he took the lives of his wife and children. Caroline was sleeping with 2-year-old Brandon beside her when James shot his wife and smothered his son with a pillow on July the 14th. He claimed he traveled about an hour away from Port St. Lucie to Palm Beach County to dispose of their bodies. He said he then took 10-year-old Sheketah and 6-year-old Barry about 4 hours away to Brunswick, Georgia on July the 17th, and then killed them along Interstate 95, that is Murray, aka the Rim Sleeper. He's the driver. James admitted to shooting Sheketah in the face and Barry in the head. He claimed he left their remains somewhere along the same highway. This is Brandon Brown too, the other little brother. James was charged James was charged and tried for the murder of Caroline and Sheketah Brown in 1985, but he was ultimately acquitted on the ground of insanity after being diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenia. Okay, they diagnosed him with it. James reportedly suffered from hallucinations, including having visions and hearing voices that were not there, which meant he was being hunted. He did not face charges for the deaths of his sons, but he was admitted to a mental facility before he was transitioned to a halfway house in 1996. Okay, that's a shot to me. The following year, James was a free man who was back into society, but in 2005, he was jailed over a robbery where he reportedly threatened the life of a bank employee. Meanwhile, investigators combed through the areas where James claimed he disposed of his wife and children's remains, but did not turn up any evidence. Spiritually, they married spiritually. They don't even know them people. Caroline, Sheketah, Barry, and Brandon Brown remain missing persons. At the time of her disappearance, she did not want to be her caregiver. She turned the position down. Sheketah Brown stood 4 feet 6 inches tall and weighed 65 pounds. She had black, dark brown hair and brown eyes. Sheketah wore eyeglasses. She would be 46 years old at the time of this publication. Caroline Brown stood 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed 180 pounds. She had black, dark brown hair and brown eyes. She wore eyeglasses and had a gap in the middle of her front teeth. She'll be 64 years old at the time of this publication. Also, if your family members or elderly, they about to hit 64, they is out to get them, okay? Just warning y'all. Anyone with information about this case is urged to contact the Florida Department of Law Enforcement at 888-356-4774. The Port St. Lucie Police Department is 772-871-5001 or their local authorities. The agency case number is 850-8339. Please share this story about Caroline and Sheketah Brown and their family to help bring them home. She is our sister and her life matters. So if y'all want to help with this case, y'all can. I don't do it for the fame or the money. I do it because this is what I love to do. We love to do. And if y'all want to donate to our non-profit organizations, y'all can. Down below. I did accept the job, okay? I'm out. Peace.